where it's going to work. Trying different things. I need to get better angles somehow. But it is what it is. We work with what we work until we got the workshop all sorted out. How are you? Oh, can't live stream. Look at that. I don't know whether that's going to work there or not. If it doesn't, we'll try and move it somewhere and see where we go. Oh, my belly. My moves, my belly. And the problem is, this car is so big, it doesn't leave me anywhere to work. It's a nightmare. Who do we have today? We have Seb, we have Emily, we have Fred, we have Mr. Grizzlies Thompson. Have I got any roof left? Yeah. A total of 5 tiles came down in the end. Bit of a pain in the backside, to be brutally honest with you. But, you know, and they've punched 5 holes in the flat roof that I have as well. So that needs repairing. Main roof needs repairing. It's a nightmare. And then we're supposed to get rain tomorrow. So no doubt it's all going to leak and everything's going to get wet. And yeah, pain. I was working at home and I heard bang. Oh, it goes a tile. And then a little while later, bang. And the noise it makes when it's hitting the roof, it's punched a bit of the plaster off the ceiling inside as well when it's hit it so hard. Yeah, 5 times that happened. Not good. Seriously not good. Hi Fred, Mr. Grizzles, CSLRC, hi, Bazza, Matthew, Lucas Stalker, RCR, Armour RC Junkie for life. Someone has to be. I'm only joking. I do love our armours, just don't like the price. How is everybody? 2 feet of snow last. 2 feet? Wow, where are you, CSL? 2 feet of snow is a lot of snow. So I've got a couple of jobs to do tonight. This car, whilst I love it to death, it's reminded me why I have a golden rule. My golden rule has always been to not buy second hand. I was offered this car at a very good price, so I'm still not. It's getting close to being a good deal still. We're getting very, very close to not being a good deal. With everything we've had to do to it so far. So I'm hoping that we don't have any more problems. I mean, I've had to buy a new engine. Don't know what's wrong with the other engine. I can't be bothered to try and find out. So that's today's sneak peek, which you saw on the community post if you didn't or not. We have got a new engine for it. I just went at the moment with a standard Genoa G320. It did have a G320 in there already. Don't know how many hours it had on it. Don't know how it had been treated. It was running, or appeared to be running fine, until we did a live stream with Callum driving it and then it stopped. I thought we'd run out of fuel and we just can't get it to start now. I've had some 2-stroke experts have a look at it on Sunday. They couldn't work out. We put a new carb on it and everything else like that. They said it just doesn't feel right when they pull it. So options were strip it down and try and find out what's wrong with it and then buy the parts and rebuild it, or buy a new motor. So I bought a new motor and we will strip down the old one, and what we might do, depending on what's wrong with it, is build that back up into a G340. So make it more powerful. And then we might get a roller of some sort and stick it in that. But that'll all be in the future once I've got my workshop built. So anyway, I've been waffling there. Montreal, oh I love Montreal. Who else have we got? Abel, hey, how are you? Joe Gerlin. Who have I missed? Big RC, Big Rig RC, Scott, evening. Dan, Macy. Zoz, so he bought the X-Max, Max Slash, E-Revo second hand, all worth it, bought cheated new and hated it, always found something. Yeah, I think the problem with buying second hand is you sometimes get good and sometimes you get bad. My view's always been that the problem with buying second hand, you don't get any warranty. So if something goes pear-shaped, you're a bit stuffed. If I'd have bought this new, yes, it would have cost me a lot more. But as I said, would I have got a Losy, would I have got a 30° north? I've spent more on this. Okay, it's a Losy. I've spent more on this so far than would have cost me to buy a brand new 30° north, ready to run. So, as I said, it's getting close to not being a good deal now, because I've had to buy the new engine, I've had to buy new servos, new discs. I've got to helicoil the front diff bulkhead because the screws are just stripping out of that. What else have we had to do with it? It was a kill switch, but you don't get a kill switch on new cars anyway, so that's a by the by. Yeah, but it's getting close to not being a good deal. Griffey, for me, second hand has to be a minimum of 30% of plus whatever its value is in warranty. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I did get this at a good price, so I only paid. Well, I'll let you all know. I'm not going to hide it. I only paid $450 for this. So, but now I've spent $250 on an engine, so that's now $600. I spent £100 on servos. That's $700. Well, 30° north's only $650, brand new. Not as good quality, but you probably get where I'm coming from now. It's all water under Biffin's bridge. You're quite right, Jono. Salvador, how are you? Hello, Kent. How you doing? Alistair, evening. I bought this Losy 5T second hand. So around here, second hand crawlers are loaded and bashers need money. Yeah. 30% mine are used, but I make sure I get them cheap enough to fix odd things, half price or better. Yeah, that's my view. I mean, this is definitely half price. At the time, I was also told it was a 2.0. Not knowing my Losys as I do a bit more now, I now know it also isn't a 2.0. It is a 1. So again, it's a little bit annoying to be not misled, but you know, if I'd have known it was a 1, would I have bought it? I don't know. All I know is it's starting to become a money pit. But the good thing is we do love the car. I thought it might come out once or twice a year. That's not the case. Oh, and I've had to buy a new fuel tank. Sorry, another fuel tank for it as well. Because some bright spark, whoever it was, when I get it out, you'll see, decided to drill a hole in the side of the fuel tank. And I couldn't work out why my garage was stinking of petrol so much. And I went and looked at the car, took the lid off of it. Oh, it's dripping wet over here. And yeah, there's a hole. Someone's drilled a hole and sealed it with a screw. But the screw didn't seal it very well. Madness. Roof, PJ, evening. Roof's, I mean, it's not as windy here now. Roof's 5 tiles have come down. So yeah, not great. But it is what it is, you know. Goated, hi. Did I see Alex is coming? Hi, Alex. Hi, Aidan. Make sure you don't. No, I'm not planning on. Yeah, I only put the 5% ethanol. I have been looking at some of this special fuel, which is. It's not cheap. I think once I've run out of maybe my 2-stroke, I might start buying. It's like £27 for 5 litres, and it's a 50-50 mix. But the reason it's 50-50 is because it's got no impurities in there whatsoever. I forget what they're called, cryolite or something or other, and it's taken off the vapour. When they're distilling it, the vapour is what they siphon that off. So it's pure, it's just pure neat petrol. There's no sulphur in it or anything else like that. It's just pure neat petrol mixed 50-50 with, doesn't smoke, doesn't really smell, and it's really good for the engine. You can leave it in your tanks, it doesn't go off, there's no ethanol in it, it's just neat. Yeah, that's what I'm running on at the moment. That's all I ever put in my main car is Tesco's 99 Momentum. Luckily, the trips to and from picking the boys up or going bashing, I always have at least one Tesco garage I go past where I can fill up with the good stuff. Just had a Donna rat, so it'll be windy. Lots of chilli sauce, I hope. You can use car fuel, which is what I do, but you don't want to use E10 with 10% ethanol. 2 reasons. 1, it's not good for the engine because it eats it. 2, it'll eat this. 2, it'll eat 3, it'll eat that. And also, if you leave it in the tank, it absorbs water. Ethanol absorbs water. So you don't want to run it on E10 because you don't really want to run your main car on E10 because it's not good for it in the long run. The conspiracy theorist here. The reason the governments have all brought out E10, they will tell you it's for environmental reasons. The only reason it's for environmental is because it kills your engines quick. What they want to do is they're aiming for 2030, no more petrol cars sold, everyone's electric. But a lot of people won't want to transition from petrol to electric. They want to keep hold of their petrol cars for as long as they can. So now they start making people pump E10 into them. It kills those cars quicker. So people will end up getting rid of their petrol cars quicker and transitioning to electric sooner. That is the reason E10 came out. And you'll also notice in the UK, when the fuel shortage occurred, funnily enough, it was right at the point as they were transitioning from E5 to E10. Do you really think that was a coincidence? Now, I'm not normally a conspiracy theorist, but in this instance, there's just too much coincidence. You can wash the ethanol out with water. Well, you can. Yeah, you can. I have watched some channels where you can do it and let the water absorb it and then wash it and then siphon it off and everything. But it's all a bit of a pain in the backside. Busy at work. Yeah, work sucks. I've been so busy this week as well. I was hoping to get another video finished and edited, but to be quite honest with you, my brain has been hurting by the time I've finished working. It's sort of like 7 o'clock at night. I've done a bit, but I might see if I can get it done for tomorrow, but I think it's unlikely. Which is on this car, funnily enough, the first video we're doing on this car. Tony T, well said, mate. So true. Yeah, I'm not normally a conspiracy theorist, but it's just too coincidental. Did we land on the moon? Of course we landed on the moon. You can see the flag. Can you tell it? What I didn't know, though, and I don't know if other people know, it's something I learned not that long ago, when people say the dark side of the moon, nobody's actually ever seen that the moon rotates in synchronous orbit with us. And I didn't know this until, I say fairly recently, probably the last couple of years. So this is the Earth and this is the moon. As the moon goes around the Earth, it rotates. So we always see the same side. It doesn't spin like that as it goes round. So we've never seen, really, what's on this side of the moon. Which is why it's called Dark Side of the Moon. I didn't know that until fairly recently. %, E10 is bad for petrol heads plus your engine. Indeed, Stuart. I'm not saying it's windy out there, but my blue bin is now a speed awareness course next week. Love it, Renegade. Yeah, it has been a bit windy. Oh, what's Alistair said? I missed that one. Mini Max all back together. Missed the centre output drive. Oh wow. Did you make it a long max in the end as well? Hello Reese, how are you? Diesel and nitro for the win. I have been looking at nitros. I was looking at the Viper today. They're 2 Vipers though. Viper 7s, 1 and 2 different size engines by the looks of it, but the same price. So I didn't quite get. And someone did say about Viper with a 3.2, but I couldn't see anywhere where I could get a 3.2 unless I bought it and then put 3.2 in it. Not that I know what a 3.2 is. Anyway, the other thing we've got to do on this today, couple of jobs. New fuel tank. Now, I was just going to get the fuel tank, but then I thought I've got to put that in it. The lid, I'm not overly happy with the aftermarket. I'll see how it goes on, but it's been a bit plain to get on. Might just be because the tank's old, but I thought, well, I'll get the lid. I'll get the new lines because the lines are looking a bit as well. And some of these on there, the grommets have all gone, so I've had to buy new grommets. I just thought, you know what? It's just easier to buy the whole thing. It's 30 degree north version, not the Losy version. So it's more 30 degree north going in this car. There's been quite a bit of 30 degree north going in this car. But I couldn't find anywhere that did the Losy version anyway. And based on everything else, the Losy version would have been a rather ridiculous amount of money. So 30 degree north. And it's only a fuel tank at the end of the day. Gas here went up from 14. Yeah, petrol here is ridiculously expensive at the moment. I think it's about £1.50 a litre. Hi Crow Beef 35 from Tadcaster. Electric power will be a thing of... Well, the true thing about electric power is, and what they don't tell you, is that currently the UK doesn't produce enough of electricity to supply all the cars that they're planning on having to have electricity with. So they don't tell you that though. And the demand is going to go through the roof when people get more and more heat exchangers, more and more electric cars. And they've just not been building enough power stations, replacing the ones that they've shut down. I'm going to sneeze, I do apologise. This might make it stop. Oh, excuse me, stop smelling petrol so much as well. Oh, excuse me, most profusely. It's this one here as well. Which one is it? I think it's that one. This one. Might not be that one actually. Yeah, it should have been that one. That one, and that one. Evening, Gary. I don't think the world's ready for electric either. I'll sell my VXL 4S from Max so soon. The TRX4 Sport kit money will be together. Nice. You like the TRX4. Hyper 7, get the Mac 21. It's a way better engine than 28. Still gutted I killed mine. I've just taken the 28 out of my engine and dropped the RB Concept 21 race engine in it. So is the 28 bigger than the 21, but the 21's better, Rob? It's crazy, Charlie. You know, the next... Sorry, you can't even see me. The next thing will be we'll have a problem with, as you say, disposal of lithium batteries. And how are we going to do that? On there. You're quite right. And all the child labour and everything that goes into the mining of the lithium and the cobalt. And I think, I forget how many... Something like 47,000 miles is the carbon neutral point of a electric car. And by that time, as we all know in the RC industry, that's one fuel tank out. And it does stink. This one does really, really stink of petrol. I've cleaned it so many times, and it's just in. I think it's so old. Look, the colour difference, and that used to be white. It's just so ingrained in it that it just stinks of petrol. And this is where, and I don't know why someone would drill a hole, and it's a big hole because I thought it was just screw size, but when I took it out, someone put a fuel line around the screw to wedge it in there. So it's thicker than that. It's crazy why. I don't know why that would be in there. I really don't. I said, I'm not overly happy with this. So we'll see how that goes on. We get all this in. I said the grommets all a bit worn out. The screws are all a bit of a mismatch. So we will clean these up, these supports up, and we'll keep them around just in case. But yeah. That is very true, Stu, actually. How can you charge a battery in the 25th floor? If you live in an apartment block, you're a bit stuffed. No different to driving around in gallons of flammable fuel. That is, RC chat, yeah, I do get that, but at the same time, it is no different from driving around with a tank full of explosive fuel in the back. Yeah, I started something off here, haven't I? I liked gas conversion, especially V6 to V8. Okay, you kept it as a short message, yeah. Is the Kraton 6S EXP the strongest RC? In what regard? Most durable, in my mind, is the X-Max. I personally don't think you can beat the X-Max for durability. But if you're looking for a basher which you can send high and is fast and a bit more controllable, is the XP the strongest? It's certainly up there. I would say it's certainly up there as one of the strongest. Technos though, with a few upgrades. Technos are very good. The ET48s are also very good. Yeah, I think it has over the, this probably, I don't know how old this car is, but it is soaked into the things. Yeah, getting mine in May if they're installed. What are we looking for? No stop from within a few upgrades. M2C chassis brace is a beast. Is that the 6S EXB? I know the 8S EXB is out until March. I haven't tried any other Team Losy cars. Martin has a Losy 8. I was looking at Losy 8, but my God, is it expensive versus what the Techno is. So I didn't get one. I was contemplating it, but I just, how much money? We don't use the Techno that much. We love that Techno. So it's, I don't know, we might get one in the future. Cavallis, now I'm really debating whether to get the new XTR. We will see though. Yes, 28 is bigger and supposed to give more bottom end. Bottom end power. All I have found is it drinks way more fuel and doesn't hold a tune. 2.1 is way more user friendly and has more top end. Okay, Rob, thank you. I will bear that in mind. Bigger isn't always better. J for play, evening. I have no problem sending mine to someone that will not complain being used as I take care of my products. Peace. Fishy, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem selling mine second hand, be brutally honest with you, because I know that everything in it will be tickety-boo order. I mean, if I was, as soon as I got this, I started looking over it and fixing what I knew was instantly wrong with it. Just my golden rule's always been not to buy second hand, and this car, unfortunately, is showing me why I don't buy, because it is such a minefield out there. Someone that bought from me second hand will get a good car, no question about it. And I know a few other people that if I bought from, I will get a good car. This one is proving not to be that case though, so, but we move on. Ken, how are you? You never miss my videos. Well, thank you. And I think, are you new to the stream? I don't recognise the name, so welcome to the stream. Whenever I lower my mate, it just bottoms out and makes a huge sound. Please help me stop it bottom. You don't want it to stop bottoming out. It's trying to keep up with the comments here, guys, and get on with the work. Chassis slap is a good thing. You will never stop it bottoming out. You're coming down, the amount of force it's coming down. The cars are designed to chassis slap. You know, even if I was to drop this, I've got the DR8 to work on. If I was to drop that DR8 from that height onto there, it would likely bottom out. You cannot stop it. Chassis slap is a good thing because it spreads the amount of energy across a larger surface area. What you don't want to do is land like that, or land like that, or land like that. But chassis slapping down is good, not bad. So don't try and stop it because you never will. You just don't want to do it from a great height onto concrete. Big Red. How heavy? I don't know off the top of my head. It does add a bit of weight though, I will say that. Today was super windy. I've lost some tiles on the roof. Dude, wait till you see the footage from the MTXL and the 5T Muddy Bash session. Did they? I can't wait to see that. If the car doesn't chassis slap, the bulkheads and everything else will break. Correct, Charlie, yes. Best upgrade for the DR8, just the stock stuff. The shock towers, the rear hinge pin holders, and the metal chassis braces. Although, I'm going to do a video on it, not fitting it, but I'm going to try and get the DR8 out this weekend. We don't know what we're doing this weekend. Don't even know what the weather's going to be like at the moment. But when you do the metal upgrade, I'll tell you here now, buy another one of those as well. Because the stock one comes with, the stock plastic one goes through 2 holes here, but they are, for whatever reason, they're also countersunk. With the metal one that you get, only goes through 1 hole. Now, when we bash it like we do, unfortunately, what happened is there's just not enough meat here, so we split it here as well. So what I suggest is get 2 of these, slightly longer screws, bolt 2 of them on top of each other. It doesn't impede the handling or anything else like that. Just makes that area a bit beefier. I have done it on ours, but with a carbon fibre top plate, and I'll try and get that in the video. We'll video it tomorrow. Just came into RC Cars and bought a DR8. Any recommendations for the DR8? As I said, just what we've done on the video, really, and I've got another video coming out. If you've seen the video, best, ultimate desert racer or whatever it's called, they're the upgrades we've done with it, and we extreme bashed it, and it was, yeah, it held up pretty well. Yeah, I've got some broken roof tiles, Jay. Can you give me a hand? So going into it with realistic expectations that you're going to have to put some money into it leads to disappointment. Had a lot of good luck buying used. I always knew I was going to put some money into it. I didn't expect not to. My point is, I've had to put more into it than what I was anticipating. I got it for a stonkingly good deal, but it's getting close to not being a good deal, is what I'm saying. If I hadn't got it for the price I had, I'd have been in a bad position now with this car. I'm not saying that's the same on every car, but just I've always had a rule of not buying second hand, and that rule is on this car is coming to fruition, so to speak. Another point I've got here now. I would have had, even if the engine hadn't died, one of these have been stripped out. So I've got a helicoil. I would have had to helicoil that. I've got a helicoil the front bulkhead. Front bulkhead's like 30 quid. So that's another 30 quid I've had to sink into it. 3 new servos, or 2 new servos. I only put 2 in. I did buy 3, but because they were shot. The discs were shot. Fuel tank. It's all those things. Once they start adding up, I'm not saying don't buy second hand. That's not what I've said. Each to their own. Some people can't afford to buy brand new. Just for me, I personally won't buy second hand again. It's just I say that unless I know who I'm really buying it from. So, just by the by. I probably should have said why I don't buy a second hand rather than don't buy a second hand. So maybe that title, I apologise, might be a bit misleading, but it is what it is. I know, Rob, it's weird. Something's just gone on it and I don't know what. It was making a screeching noise though, which no one was sure about what was making that screeching noise. So it may have been a bearing in the engine that was going and let go when we had it out that day, because it was making a screeching noise. And I'd stripped down the centre diff, couldn't find it there. The only places left, and I'd had all these bearings out, they were all okay. The only bearings that I hadn't looked at was the front and rear bulkhead that are diffs, but it didn't appear to be coming from there. So it may oh, I had to put a new clutch in the old engine as well. Oh, and a new pull start. So, because I was told it had a new pull start, but it didn't. So it may have been the bearing in the engine going. I don't know. Don't know what the light. Don't know how it's running or anything. This engine will be running properly though. I've already got oil, a little bit of oil in the cylinder head. Just lubing that up nicely. I'm going to get it fitted tomorrow, video fitting it, and then I'll get it running. Three-stage running process. Heat the engine up first, run it for 15 minutes, let it cool down, heat it back up, run it for 15 minutes, let it cool down, heat it back up, run it for 15 minutes, let it cool down. So we do a three-stage running process on it. We get it all nice and running nicely. Hopefully, I haven't got a clue how to tune them, so I'm hoping it's already set up for tuning. I don't know whether I can't tell by listening to it whether it's running rich or lean or anything else like that. I haven't got that trained in ear yet, so. Basically, it's trigger spring. Will be trigger spring pretty soon, yes. No, I checked the brakes. The brakes were totally fine because I reset all those. I had the centre diff out. It's definitely not the brakes, and I've took new brake discs in because they were shot as well. I don't know. It could have been the engine, in which case if the bearing was going in the engine, then that could well be why the engine stopped working as well. But I'll find out when I strip the engine down. Which we will be doing, probably on a live as well, because I'm going to need somebody to guide me through what I'm doing probably. Right. Doobie-doo. Doobie-doobie-doo. No, that didn't line up clearly. I don't think I even hit the hole there now. Oh, I have hit the hole. I've got it in the hole. That's not though. That is. Remember, 1 in the pink and 2 in the stink. This is supposed to be a direct fit, so I'm hoping it is going to be a direct fit. It will be. Once that moves over a bit, there we go. Should be anyway. Where's my other glasses? I can't see. I'll be back in a second. Come on. I think it's going to do my head in. Loosen these ones off a bit. Need to get a keyboard support as well for this. There we go. Because then it's easier to get up underneath it. Rage! I need to get, I will be back to read the comments in a minute, guys. I've just got a lot to do tonight and I need to get it done tonight. Oh, how do you like the new angle anyway? Is that slightly better today? You can see more of me or not? Or do you not like seeing as much of me? No, I see my belly. Yay, done. One new fuel tank. Oh. I'm tempted to a 510, but I just won't buy that price. I'd rather build my own out of an EXP, to be very honest, like we did. As JPRC says. Servos, hi, how are you? All of you, none of the car. I can move it, I can move it. Would you like me to move it? Would it be better if I put you here? Possibly. You tell me. I'm trying a different tripod out. That's the car you want to see. You tell me what angle you prefer best. Is that a better angle? Is that? Do you want to go higher, lower? I don't know. How much was this car? It's going to be quite expensive. Second hand always plan on your upgrade. Yeah, I've pretty much had to do that. Go hard, go home, fire team roller maybe. RTO, who knows? Yeah. You need to find someone that's willing to tell you this is a chassis though. I just got the G320 J sitting over here. I was looking around and I couldn't decide, and the one I really wanted to get was the Taylor RC35, but that's not out yet. Oh, and I didn't want to be, I'll be honest with you, as weird as it may seem, I didn't want to be without having this car to drive. I never thought we'd drive it that much, but driving it is really addictive. So I didn't want to wait, so I bought this one, 250 quid, job done, and we go from there. I could have got something more powerful, but then it needs more maintenance. I'm only just getting into them, don't know that much about them and how to tune them, etc, etc. So or how to service them. It's everything we need to learn. So I thought, for the sake of it, this is a good engine. It's a solid engine. It's plenty of power for what we're doing at the moment. And I'll use the other one as a training bed to strip down and work on from that. Did you have that car for the boot? I think it might have been from the boot sale, Ben, yes. Certainly felt like it at the moment. Other angle was better. Might as well put you up even higher. Maybe it's because now you can't really see me. If I put you up even higher, you tell me which angle was better, guys. Is that going to be any better? Maybe seeing me work on the car then, because I've got to work on this bit. I might flip it around for that and get down that end anyway. I don't know, you tell me. Yeah, they are big now, that's for sure. Lunchtime, enjoy your lunch, Rob. Oh, sorry. I would as well, Aaron, funnily enough. Have you seen how much that chassis, because that Losy, they're crazy. Yeah, I know. I don't want to bend the chassis on it. I mean, it has got upgrades on it. So, you know, there is that side of it as well. This is a good angle, is it? Have I met Kevin Talbot recently? Yes, I met him last weekend. We were out with him. Tell her it was 500 quid, Jono. It varies. I've just bought some new ones. So I've just bought some RJX, which are these ones. I was using MIP, but I'm really disappointed with MIP. They've rounded off so quick for the price they are. So I'm trying these RJX ones at the moment, which come with this, the 1.5, 2, 2.5 and 3. Come with that as well, and they fit in there. The only slight niggle at the moment is, for whatever reason, they're not that magnetic, so they pull out of there a little bit too easy at the moment, which is pulling out, they come out with it, so it's a slight niggle with them. For the bigger ones, I just got a set off of eBay. These here, which go from 3, 4, 5, 7 and 8, I think it is, just to work on the bigger cars. Just found them on eBay. They seem to be doing a good job. I bought them when I bought the Outcast 8S. That Martin Crease, that dodgy guy, yes, went out with him last week as well. In fact, the video on this, he's very upset because I won't give too much away, but yeah, Callum beat his racing MCD in our beating up old Losy. Bubbles. Yeah, they're all right, but I'm just for 16 quid or whatever they were ahead. I just found the MIPs expensive for how long they lasted. What's my day job? Insurance. North American property insurance is what I do for my day job. Right, we've got to get this diff bulkhead off and then helicoil it. Why did it have to be the front one? I hate working on front diff bulkheads, but we need to do it. So, I've not worked on this car before. I'm hoping they come underneath and take that top one off there. Is that a 3 or a 4? It is a 3. I mean, this is an impact though. Just so everyone knows, this is not an impact driver. This is just a run-of-the-mill. Oh, let go. Run-of-the-mill screwdriver / drill. Oh, might have to heat that up. Go and get my torch. Another thing I've learned is if it don't come undone very easily, heat it up. So you don't break the head off. Because you don't, especially on a car that you didn't put the Loctite on, you don't know how much Loctite is sitting in there. I've got on my homeowner's insurance, £100 excess, and as long as the winds exceeded 54 miles an hour, which they did, then I'm covered. Oh, it's blowing a gale. I mean, it's stupidly. Got fences down and goodness knows what else. What's a helicoil? You're about to find. Oh. I really need to get back one of these. Helicoil is where you re-tap threads. Stop it. Don't think you're supposed to do that. Keep meaning to go and buy a new one of these. Whenever you point it down, it doesn't like being pointed down, so we're going to bring it on its side again. This time that way round. You need to get nice and proper hot in there, break off that thread lock. And so I don't know, they might have put red thread lock on there, they might have put blue, they might have put orange, I don't know. I don't want to take a chance of breaking the head off and then causing myself even more problems, or stripping the hex out. So easiest thing to do is get the heat on it, get it nice and hot. Let that penetrate all the way down into that thread lock. Break it down and we'll see how we look now. This is a Losy 5T. No, still more heat. I'm going to heat it up even more. But there's no fuel in there, it's a brand new fuel tank. Brand new fuel tank, Joe, I've just put it in. There's no fuel anywhere in this car whatsoever. But this is not one. Not wanting to turn this. I don't know how much. Really don't know how much thread lock they put on it. Probably really like to see in the back of my head, don't you? If this doesn't come undone, then I'll probably undo that one and the other one down the bottom and take the top plate off. I mean, it's going to go red hot soon, isn't it? I don't know how long the bolt is though. Pain in the backside. It could be an armour. Need a bigger blowtorch really get it hot quicker. Right. That should be enough. And if not, I don't know what the answer is then. Let's just hope that's the head not stripping. Eee. So there's even any thread lock on it, look. Maybe it's just been in there so long it's slightly seized. Put that over there because that is going to be hot. Ugh. Right. Helicoil is retapping threads effectively, which I'll go through. I bought 2 kits. You buy them for different sizes. Closest thing, well, going thick and fast now. What's my age? I'm 54. Hit it with a hammer, adjustable pressure. I probably wouldn't, yeah, that's a good idea. I don't think it would go in the oven. Yeah, all right, Alistair. This is better though, because it's got lossy parts on it. Hi, Josh. No, they're stainless steel screws on this one. I'll give you weak wrist, Griffey. Corrosion. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure they're stainless steel though. Stainless steel into aluminium. A2. Yeah, they're all stainless steel. That one, it would not be going back in though, because it's a little bit burred off, and as you said, Gary, A2 is not the best, so I might not be putting that one back in. I've got some 12.9s. I know people put stainless steel in so they don't rust, but they're not quite as strong as 12 point, especially A2. I'm lucky I didn't shear that off actually. Right, now we've got to go underneath into the belly. that one, that one. They're 4s, so that's slightly better. See if these move or not. They're not moving either. Oh, that one does. More heat. $54, Dave. My man, Cush puts you at. Oh, thanks, Jono. I wish I was 29, but no, I'm 54. I looks about 20. I wish. Yeah, I'm getting close to 20 stone, I reckon. I can't wait for the summer to arrive so I can start going out walking again. Hi Dan, how are you? Hi Chris. I haven't said hello to you yet. Well, thank you, Matthew. Yeah, it's the boys keep me young. Best RC car you owned? Well, it depends on the class. My top 3 at the moment would be the Creighton 1/8 EXB, just for the sheer fun we have with that, sending it silly, stupid heights. For durability and just taking it out every single time we go out and just bashing it, doesn't matter where we go, putting a smile on our faces, the X-Max. And then for pure, at the moment, for pure driving enjoyment, not for bashing and not for sending high or anything else like that, but just for pure driving enjoyment, it's this Losy 5T. It is an addictive car to drive. I get why people get into petrol and move away from electric when they start getting into the 2-stroke stuff, because it is addictive. It's just, you know, you're not going to send it 50 foot in the air off a ramp, and you're not going to do silly things with it like that. You know, it's a ground car, but it's just, there's something about it. Even Callum was, you know, and he loves sending them, and Jack, both of them love it. Dave is the one. I'm not causing global war. Well, I could be with my rear end sometimes. Good, Dan, yourself? You good? Need to meet up again soon, don't we? I've got my trail rock trucks to give me something to do whilst walking to the heath. Yeah, I mean, that's how I need to probably get out more with the... Did have the crawler out last weekend. I actually did... First time I've really done any proper crawling. And I did find it quite therapeutic, actually. Current real car? Audi. You went from 2-stroke to electric, won't look back. Oh, I get, you know, don't get me wrong. I do get it, because when this doesn't run, it's a pain in the backside. But once it's running and you're driving it, it is addictive. But at the same time, it's just nice to have batteries charged up, chuck them into the car and drive it and send it and have fun with it. And I get both sides of it. Hopefully going out bashing on Sunday. It depends on the weather. It's very mixed at the moment, because we just had Winter Storm Eunice, or whatever you want to call it, go through. It's caused a lot of damage, very wet, and we've still got rain forecast for the whole weekend. I'm hoping it's going to ease off for Sunday and the wind will cut down and we can get out. Yeah, I do need to get... There's a place we want to go to, Polyapes or something or other, which is a specific crawler course. And the guys have been in contact. I know they've been in contact with Claire as well. And I think we're going to try and get down to Polyapes, which is a specific crawler course. There we go. Which does look really good. So can't beat a bit of heat to get things to come out. am I fat? Do I like Tamiya? Is there a place in my heart for Tamiya? Yes. I'm in England. I'm southeast. That's all you're going to get. We're on social media. Don't answer too much certain information. And no need for caps, Chuck. I like the Tamiyas. I like building them. Yeah, the boys. But I do love doing the bodies as well. Strangely enough, they're a lot of work. But then the finished product, once you get to it, again, putting those stickers on the bodies and everything else like that is again very, very. I found it very, very therapeutic. Strangely therapeutic. What else do we need to undo here? Anything? That one. Probably the steering. Drive shaft would come out. Steering servo. I think that's 2.5 mil on there, isn't it? No, it can't be a 3, surely. Maybe it is 3. No. Is that the 2.5? It is the 2.5. Maybe this comes out right because I did thread lock it. I'll be putting the heat on this as well. Oh, that's warm there as we come all the way through. It's all warm up here as well. Is this angle all right, guys? It is a very satisfying sound, Gary, until you also find out that it wasn't the thread breaking that made the snapping noise. It was the head of the screws snapping off. And I've done that a few times. What did I do on recently? It was on here. Brand new 12.9 bolt for the servo going into plastic onto here. And I just sheared the head off of it. No, actually it was going into here, into the aluminium here. And I just sheared the head straight off. Very strange. I didn't put any real force on it. It was, you know, it's only a 2.5 screw head. Yeah, I just gutted ours wasn't running, Jay. Gutted. Because I was looking forward to that. I can get this off of here as well. Oh, this is a tight fit, this one. Come on. There we go. Right. That's that. Undone that, undone that. So I think all that's left is the 4 bolts at the front. We get them out and see what happens. One. So I'm going to undo these front ones first because I had to put extra long ones in. Because the threads have gone on these front two. These are the two that I need to helicoil. I'm hoping we can helicoil it, because if we can't, this car ain't going out the weekend, which will really gut me. Oh, I think we're good. I think we are free and clear. Right. We'll move this out of the way. I need a drink. Cheers, guys. No, I don't think Traxxas ever make a good servo. Not for a price you'd want to buy it. I've had the heck snap off the key. Wow. Painting the decals are not, they are, but they're so therapeutic once you start doing it. And for me, they are so therapeutic watching them build up and the car body come together. It's something about it. Hi Ian, how are you? Dave broke it, it's in 2 pieces. No, I haven't broken it. How many likes we got today? I've got 87 people watching tonight. Wow, it's big numbers tonight. No, Gary, I haven't done any practice coils. Should I have done? I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on it. There's no engine because the engine I took out because it makes it lighter to work on, and I've got to put the new. The annoying thing is, I've got to put the old engine back in, which is sitting in the garage at the moment, tomorrow, because I want to do a video of taking the old engine out and putting the new engine in, and then starting it up, getting it going, just running it in a bit. So got that to do tomorrow. But it is what it is. Fairly easy to take the engine in and out, actually. Want the 6s. So, do you think I should have done some test coils then? It looked fairly easy. I'm hoping it's fairly easy. Well, I was curious as to why they gave you an Allen key as well. I couldn't work out why you got a little Allen key. But I think that's to undo that for whatever reason. We have got an infraction. We've got an infraction V1. So, for those that were asking what you do, what happens when you helicoil, effectively when the thread strips out, especially in plastic or metal or whatever it is, you can re-tap it and put, well, this is going to zoom in or not, put these in, which then allow these to go in. And these are then stronger, certainly in plastics, these are stronger in plastic than the original plastic thing. So these actually really beef up the plastic as well. And if you put these in, it should never pull out. But you have to buy the kits because you have to drill the hole out to a certain size. Oh, I have got the drill bit. You have to drill this hole out to a certain size. You don't want to go in too deep. Then you have to buy the tool which puts the helicoil in. And you get the punch with it to punch the tab off. That's what I was thinking. M6 and I should be nice and easy because they were bigger. I watched a lot. Something to do with hamsters, isn't it, Jono? Evening, Craig. How are you? Safe in my house. Are you live tomorrow? Is Claire okay? Helicoil in the front diff of the Losy because these two here have pretty much stripped out. So if you try and put those in there, they don't go in because they thread from there in. You can't see that though, can you? Right. I'm going to drop you down and get you in closer. Because you don't need to see me when I'm doing this, and you watch me mess it up as well. Right, so what we've got to do is these two bits here, because this one here, it threads from there. This one, or this one certainly, doesn't thread until you really getting into it. So there's not a lot of bite there, and they just pull out fairly easily. You can see I'm pushing that in. So these front ones are totally shot, and that one there I think I'm pretty much push in as well. So these front two are shot to pieces. I might helicoil the back ones as well. They're okay at the moment, but I might do it. If these two go okay, then I will do the backs as well probably. I didn't have I was joking, Alfie. I was just being funny. Second hand for electric? Nah, not for me. Not unless it's less than half price. For me, anything that's electric is... Lipos are worth nothing second hand. ESCs, half price or less. Motors, half price or less. So, and then you've got to worry about the chassis, etc., etc. So, for me, you know, the car's going to be worth, unless you know who you're getting it from. But even then, you know, you drive it once and the motor or the ESC go, you no longer got a good deal. Because you've got no warranty, you've got to go and buy a new, especially on something like an X-Max. Now, an X-Max motor, brand new, is 250 quid. You can get it from Jenny's for, put that in there. Oh, what? You can get it from Jenny's for less than that, 120 I think it is, but even so, yeah, for me personally, second hand just isn't worth. I'm not saying it's not worth it for everybody. Right, here we go. Moment of truth. It's either going to be a fail or a how. So let me just drill. We just drill the hole out a bit. Not too far though. We do that. We get our helicoil. Where's our helicoil gone? I've one out already. Oh, there it is. We put that on there. That locks into the tab. You can see that? So it goes, there's a little tab there. That locks into there. And then I will put my other glasses on because I don't want to mess this up. Oh no, we've got to tap it. That's why it's not going in, because now, and what you didn't tell me, Gary, is I had to buy a tap head. So everything turned up, but I hadn't got the tap head. So bought a tap head, or handle, whatever you want to call it, which also came with some taps as well, which is quite handy. That's why that's not going in. And Gary's probably sitting there going, "Got to tap the hole, got to tap the hole." Yeah, I know that now. It's supposed to go in there like that. And then I want the handle out of here as well. I was wondering why that wasn't going in. No, I haven't cut the thread in. Double tap it. Double tap to the head. Yeah, it's only going. I didn't want to. I bought this because I didn't want to chance it. I want to risk it for a biscuit. I don't want to go in too far. I'm hoping that should be deep enough, I'm hoping. You're probably not wrong there, Dan, you know. Backwards and forwards. Is that just, that slides in easier? You can tell the few folks that didn't metalwork. I did metalwork at school, Griffey. The problem is, it's just been so long. I was at school 30, all my life. Left school at 8. Last time I did metalwork, I would have been 16. So that's 38 years ago. Yeah, it's only going into plastic though, Ian, so I'm hoping that they don't break going into plastic. But I did, yeah, one of the guys on YouTube said don't put any sort of force on them because they can snap. Yeah. Okay. Even going into plastic. Have you gone in deep enough for the parallel part to match the number of coils? How many coils am I putting in? I think I have, because I don't want to go in. It only goes in that deep, and I would have said I went in that deep on there. I would have said that I was getting close to going in that deep. I could put a mark on there. I don't want, as it's my first one, I don't want to not go in deep enough, or go in too deep rather, and hit the hem. If you hit the hem, it can hurt. But I don't want to go in. I didn't want to go in too deep and then possibly pull the thread, if that makes sense. By hitting the bottom and then I said we're pretty much there now. This is nervous. I'm getting all sweaty doing this. Right. That went down to there, so that should be plenty now. That's based on the depth gauge for there to there. That's pretty much at the end. Take the tap, and the end coil wants to be just lower than the surface. I made a G-clamp. What else did I make? I made a G-clamp, which I still use to this day. And for my woodworking, I made a stool and a coffee table. Just below. A little bit more. There we go. Come on, out you come. Just below the surface there. Is that right, Gary? There you go. Gary's my expert, GBRC here. He's the expert that's been putting me onto these as well. He's my confidant sometimes, the person I get a lot of advice from. Coil needs to press to the back of the insert. Is that all the way? You mean go all the way in until it can't go in anymore? Or just to there? Or do you go all the way in until you cannot go in anymore? I've just gone just below the surface. 90 people in the stream. Yee, yippee. Probably 10 people now leave. Come on, Gary, give me the advice. Do I just stop there or do I go all the way in? Do I bury all the way in? Or do I keep going until it can go no more? He's going to be silent on me now, isn't he? I knew Jono would say that. Bob's RC, hi, how are you? I haven't done that for a long time, Jono. The collar needs to press to the back of the insert. You mean this then goes, you mean that goes all the way in, so this bit here goes to the back there, so that can't go in anymore. And then that leaves a little, right, I think I'm with you. Just like you got away with it, if the collar doesn't get used, you can have the coil open up, leaving gaps. It's like you got away with it. If the collar doesn't get used, you can have the coil open up, leaving gaps. Not sure I understand what you mean. It's like you got away with it. If the collar doesn't get used, the collar needs to press to the back of the insert. Oh.
What I'm saying is the collar presses the coils together as you push in.
Right, it doesn't look like it does that on this one because the collar goes in.
And you know the little Allen key they gave you?
Yeah.
Use that to move the collar up the insertion pin.
Right.
So the little tiny twister with
Yeah.
can't go further, you can't extend the coil. You're pressing the coil in from the back, not pulling it in from the front.
So you slide the collar down.
You slide the collar down, do it up, so the so the tang is in the little cup.
Yeah.
It can't push the coil with the tang and then fuck it up and extend it out.
Right, I'm with you. So you're actually
have the back of the coil pressed.
Yeah, so you're pressing the coil between the tang and the back of the coil.
On M6 you got away with it. If that was M3 doing that, you would find it's like a helix, like a spring.
Right, yeah. Okay, thank you. How far in do I go with it? Just where it is now, or?
Yeah, I'd have about so there's probably about half a turn where it disappears past the surface, which is just below the surface.
Yeah.
So when you start the screw, it doesn't pick the end coil back out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just below the surface. I should be fine there.
I've got a ring. It's getting painful.
I've got you. That's why you get the Allen key. Yeah, it makes sense now.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Right. Thank you, Gary. I have now learnt why you have the Allen key. Sorry for disappearing slightly there, guys, but I always say in life you learn something new every day. So what Alan was trying to explain to Gary, was I went in like that. Now, as I'm pushing down on the helicoil to make it go in, what happens is the threads come apart. Now, I've probably got away with it. He said I've probably got away. In fact, I don't know whether I have. I'm wondering if I can get that out. Because I can see some spreading in there. I'm going to hopefully try and get, I might try and get, I wonder if that will back out again. Probably not. If I try and get it out, is it likely to snap it off, Gary? Oh well, it can't be any worse than what's in there. So what I should have done was you put the helicoil, you put this on there, and the problem is I'm pretty sure on the YouTube videos I watched, none of them did this, and then you undo this coil there and you slide that down to there so that it can't then be compressed, because where it goes in, it can't get you can't compress it, or you can't stretch it rather. So I might wonder if I can undo that one and take it out. Not to change pants in a revolving door. Well, I can't. It's not going to make it any worse by trying to take this one out, is it? I don't think. Maybe it will. Who knows? We've just broken the tang off, so that's the end of that. No, it just snapped the tang off. So let's hope these go in now, because otherwise I am buying a new bulkhead. Which will be really painful and really annoying. This is an easy way of getting a Healy tap out. I think we're all right. It's going in, so I think we might have got away with it. Maybe not. Oh, poo! It's coming out with this. Oh, come on! Don't be a pain in the backside. Right. I'll put the helicoil in properly this time. Ah! That one's stretched. Now I am all sweaty. I hope I haven't messed that up now. Ugh. I am proper sweating up here. I'm hoping that's okay this time. Give it a whack. gonna do. Too late. I did think about that after I did it, Gary. If it stays in there, it stays in there. Hopefully it will. Now I'm trying not to rage. I'm learning something though. Hello, Callum. I'm proper sweating up though here now. Proper sweating up. You don't want to see my head because I've proper sweated up. My back is all sweaty as well. I need to calm down a bit. That one. Now we've got to tap it. Double tap. Double glasses. I want to get this over and done with because I'm proper sweating here. I am concentrating, that's why I'm not talking. I don't want to mess this up. I've learned a helicoil today anyway, hopefully. Right. Hi Toby, how are you? Look, I'm new to RC. What is a good speedy RC in the budget between £0 to £300? When you say speedy, what sort of car you want? I mean, I would suggest and highly recommend, as a good car, would be either a DR8, that's slightly more than £300, or a Team Associated MT10. Great little car that is, great basher, it's quite fast. You get close to, I forget how fast we got out of it, 45 miles an hour. Yeah. Thanks, Gary. But the problem is, I still wouldn't have known about this collar. So, but yeah, probably. But I wouldn't have known that collar because I watched a load of YouTube videos, and I don't recall anyone saying about sliding this collar down. I really don't, and I did wonder why they gave you an Allen key. I thought this was to change the head. If you needed to change the head, not that it gave you a collar to push against rather than pushing against that. As you say, that you learn something new every day, and what I've learned is to put a collar down. Yeah, that's much better than that one. That one has got a gap in it. That one has opened up, but I'm hoping that will... I'm hoping that... I don't want to take that one out again. I'm just hoping it... I'm hoping the screw drills into it, and if it doesn't, then we'll take it back out again and see what happens, see if we re-tap it and do it. That one isn't... Yeah, I'm liking that one. Yes, that second one, brilliant. Probably should have done a practice one first with you guys watching and giving me some advice, but it is what it is. Riggs RC, Riggs family, hi. Didn't think I said hello to you. Dave got a whole load of Exotech. Nice. Where did you get it from? Island Hobby Nut. Yeah, a bit of acetyl on Island, so he got the feel for plastic. Yeah, I probably should have done, but I watched so many videos on it, but I didn't. Marco, hi. The problem is the threads on the front of the bulkhead had stripped out on the Losy, so I wanted to helicoil them, put new bits in so that I didn't have to buy a whole new bulkhead, and this will make it stronger as well. So it should have been a win-win. That one's a little bit messed up, so I'll try and put that one in first by hand, not with the electric screwdriver. And we will see how that goes. If it goes a bit Pete Tong, then we'll have to try and redo it properly. I have M3 through M8 here, only used 3 to 4 this week. You must do a lot then, Gary. A small pick will get it out, Dave. I don't know whether it will, because the tap... Oh, I haven't taken the tap off the end, have I? Something I haven't done yet. The tang. Tang's gone. Not the tang off of that one? No, I did. I think I did. Tang's gone. Last time I did it, when I put the screw in, when I tried to undo the screw took it out anyway, so we'll find out if it does that again this time. You got them direct from Exotech, okay, and no import. Interesting. I might have to look at that then. I got them from Island Hobby Nut. I didn't get charged any import either. Off my meds, RC, how are you? We've been helicoiling the diff bulkhead on the Losy because the screws all stripped out of it. It wasn't holding, so that's what we've done. We just helicoiled them, about to put it back together, and then we'll be working on the DR8, put a new servo in the DR8. Once I've stopped sweating, because I've been proper sweating doing this. When I'm concentrating and I'm doing something that I've not done before, I don't know whether you guys, the same thing happens, but I start sweating up big time. Now we've done that, what we do, we get you back to the bit of a further out position. I can hopefully stop sweating now because I'm doing everything I know I need to do. Unless that messes up, then I'll start sweating again. I wouldn't thread lock that, we'll pull them out. If possible, leave the old screw hole at the back and use longer bolts to grip the original plastic. Yep, that's what I'm doing. I specifically bought longer bolts to go all the way in. Although, didn't we tap through that to the end? I'm not going to thread lock it anyway. It shouldn't, in theory, need it if you do them up tight enough anyway. We'll find out. A new battery then, look, I must run out of charge in it. Love this tool though. So versatile. Thank you, Jack. Right. Point you down like that. So we've got to put this back in there. and hope we tap into that correctly. If not, everything will be back off again, and there might be some rage and some swearing. But the main thing is we've done it. Oh, there's the one that's stretched out a bit. They're just like springs, but they're stainless steel. You can glue or lock the countersunk head. True. Put that there. Do that there. We'll give this a little clean up. Once we've got it out, give it a little clean, why not? Well, that's quite a good idea on the areas that the droop screws hit. Is put some screws in there that you can replace. Quite like that idea. Right. Try and get this bad boy back in there. Also, I do prefer the 1/8 to work on for their size, and trying to do certain things. It's hard work with bigger cars. Space and goodness knows what else does make it a lot harder work. But and if you mess something up, there's a lot more work to get it back again. Right. So I'm going to do that one first. The steering column, I think, just to hold it in place. That should be. How do I do this? It's not that one. It's that one. Because I don't want it dropping out and then me swearing that it's fallen out. Just pulls it into play now. Which was the one? This one. Pretty sure it was this one here. Oh, before we do that, put the right bit in. Oh, yes, we like that when it, so if that is the dodgy one, that actually went in okay. We're happy about that. Yeah, the dodgy one's gone in fine, so woohoo! Yes! We are happy. What are we? We are H-A-P-P-Y. We are H-A-P-P-Y. I know I am, I'm sure I am. I'm H-A-P-P-Y. I will keep an eye on these just to make sure they don't come loose, but yes! That's what I was thinking as well, Gary. It was 30 quid for a new bulkhead, it was 10 quid for the helicoils. It was worth a go to make it even stronger. Oh, thank you, Jeremy, taking it to your hobby shop. Now I'm going to try and catch up on some comments now, guys. I do apologise. I haven't upgraded it. It's a stock bulkhead, Kevin. I've just helicoiled these two holes here on the front of it because they were both stripped out big time, and I need really long screws and they were hardly holding on. I bodged it for last week, but the engine was not working anyway, so I didn't even get to drive it. So rather than buying a new bulkhead, I've helicoiled the front two holes. At some point I'll probably take those out and helicoil those two as well, and I'll probably then get round to helicoiling the rear as well, just so it's even stronger than the stock one. I'm proper stoked it worked, and thank you, Gary, for your help, and thank you, Gary, for putting me onto the helicoils, because, you know, I will start probably buying some more. I'll probably buy some M3s and M4s, and I will probably start practicing doing those, because the actual bits that you put in are quite cheap. So it's more getting the right tool bits. So, yeah, thank you. I feel like breaking out a beer and celebrating, except for I don't drink. Oh no, they're just metals. They're stainless steel metal screws in plastic, threads in plastic now, which are 30% stronger than the original ones because they're bigger. So if I need to undo those, I just unscrew them and take them out and put them, screw them back in again. They're just threads. Not what I did with the old one, but there we go. Look, and this one's tanged out a bit, but just so you can see, it's no different from. They just thread in and thread and thread out. The main difference is there's more bite now because you're almost up to an M7 screw. Well, you're probably actually getting close to this is an M6 screw. I will tell you what we're going up. We're probably getting close to an M8, equivalent to an M8 screw going into the plastic now, because that's a good mill on either side. So it's probably getting close to being equivalent to an M8 going into being surrounded by the plastic. So you've got at least 30% more strength there, for what I've read. Gary can probably say a bit more as to how much more strength you've got, but because you've got more surface area attaching now to the plastic. You have a beer for me, Salty? I might break out a J2O. Put a splash of vodka in it, so if I don't drink. In fact, I am gonna break out a J2O. The question is, what flavour? What more of these? Apple and raspberry. Problem is I glug these. One of you 5 a day apparently, though. Cheers, guys. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Right. Let's get that screw in, that screw in, that screw in, that screw in. And then for today, I think we're done on the Losy for today. Yeah, see that's, next time I get it all off, I will helicoil them because they're not great. I might get the longer screws on them as well, because that one's not great. No, got to find the longer screws for that. I've got them somewhere. I'm going to take that top one out. I'll do that off cam tonight because that one's loose as well. Unless we take it off, do I take it off and helicoil those two as well? What do you reckon, guys? What time is it? 10 o'clock? I've only got to put a servo in the DR8. G320, I've just got another G320 brand new one, Craig. Sitting here. Ready to go in. Brand spanking new. I couldn't be bothered to put a bigger tuned one in and everything at the moment. Whilst I'm learning about two-stroke, I thought it's easier to get this. I'll break the other one down. I might turn the other one into a G340. But I thought, I hummed and hard. The one I was looking at getting was the Taylor 35, but it's not in stock until later, so. Okay. Or do I just, I'll get a, yeah, I'm going to undo that one. I can't remember what I did with the screws for it though. Because I had to go and buy them and then cut, you know, I had to buy them because I thought these were M5s, but they turned out to be M6s, so I bought a load of M5s thinking I could fit them in here. Turned out to be M6, so I had to buy some M6 from Screwfix, but they only came with 25mm, which is too long for that, so I've got to cut them to size. So I won't do that tonight, not on this live stream. I'm not going to helicoil them, I will just take that one out. And that one's good, that one's good, that one's good. That one's a little bit loose. Or do I helicoil them? I'd never undone the screws, Kevin, so I think from whoever the previous owners were doing it over time, so it's the reason it says don't buy second hand. I get my veg from Arthur, he did me the limitless axles. Yeah, just go on eBay or direct from Arthur. They don't do summer fruits, I don't think, in J2O. I've got that. I've got two other flavours in the fridge. So I'm going to take this one out. See how deep I can go in it. The first time I've undone these screws. There's a bit squidgy in there. Yeah, see that? I can go so much deeper. So I'll just put a deeper screw in there. There's a little bit of squidgy in there. I don't know why that's squidgy. But that to there. That to there. Look how much deeper. Look. I don't know whether these are the right size screws or not, but these are really, really small, really. They're not that long. So I've got some longer ones. I've got to cut them to size and I'll then put those ones in and Bob's your uncle. So we'll leave that one out. We will tap this one in there though. Where's that go? So I do want to get the servo in the DR8. Tonight as well. Stuck in trees, how are you, Stefan? Oh, you've got the storm in Germany as well, have you? How bad has it been there? It's been pretty bad here. Lost 5 roof tiles and punched a few holes in my flat roof here. It's a bit of a pain in the backside. But insurance have already authorised the payment for it, so that's good, but I don't know how much it's going to cost. So one guy come out today and I thought he was a bit expensive, and I think he might be trying to take advantage of the situation. So I've got some more quotes coming. And just because insurance have authorised it doesn't mean people then take abuse of the situation. Oh, you're not watching what I'm doing, are you? Sorry. I don't think people should then, you know, jack up prices for the pleasure of just because insurance is paying for it. Price of a job's a job at the end of the day. So I'll get 3 other quotes and then see where we go from there. This is looking good though. I'll get that done. I will cut that down tonight, get it in there because I want to get, but I will do it off live. You really don't want to see me doing that on live. Well, you probably do, but you get some good sparkage. I said I was going to put that in, didn't I? Said I wasn't going to put that one back in. Because it's already burring. Let me go and get my screws. Here we go. Much better quality screw than stainless steel. Nickel plated. Hardened steel. Might rust, but I don't like stainless steel screws. I just find, not unless you get the extra hard ones, I just find the other ones are a bit too soft. Don't know what other people think on that. Hello Ethan, how are you? Dave, have you looked at the core gap on the old engine? The cores come loose and move away from the flywheel. Then you can get no spark and they seem dead. Maybe. I did check we were getting spark, Craig. In fact, my thumb got a little bit too close to the metal when I was checking for spark, and my thumb definitely told me I was getting spark. So no, it was the A2 that went in there, but then I remembered and I took the A2 out. So no, the A2 has not gone back in there. Night, Noah. Take care. It's that at the top. Right, lads, I'm going off. Might be back later, but I hope not. You all have a lovely day. But yeah, and you, Noah. Take care. Addicted. Robert, hi. How are you? As we join, hit that thumb, listening to while building my Tamiya. Oh, that's a nice kit you got there, Addictive. Yeah, I've got to strip the old engine down, and I'll find out whatever the wood rough key is. It might have been something I did to it. I don't know. I don't think so though. Yeah, it hurt. I knew I had spark when I did that. I could see the spark before, and then we double checked because I changed the experts that were there, changed the carb, put a new carb on for me. They were looking it over, and they said it didn't feel right when they were pulling it, and then they put a new carb on it as well. And we tried putting fuel in the carb, we tried putting the fuel in the head, and it just wouldn't fire at all. But we definitely had spark. So I suspect Gary might be right that the timing's out if the wood rough key's gone. Whether that. Storm ripped off already, some roofing out. Wow, yeah, I had 5 tiles come down. Yeah, it's all back together. That's all done. It's fixed. Now the time for the. Oh no, a couple of other. I'm just like, I like things to look nice on a car. So the stock receiver box cover was looking a bit. Nah. So I bought a new one of those as well. There's a stock one. I said, nah. I bought a new one of those. What else did I buy for it? As I said, new fuel tank, because for some reason, I mean, who would drill a hole in a fuel tank there? Why? Why would you drill a hole in a fuel tank there? Not that makes much difference, because it just stinks of petrol all leaking out of here. So I think it's just it's in the plastic now. So because that's empty. I know it's got a little bit of fuel in there, but it just smells of petrol all the time. So new fuel tank, job done. Oh, I do go. Oh. Buggy on it is like a buggy on steroids. It rips. It's such fun to drive. It has to be spinning to get a spark, but if timing has moved. I think the timing has moved. I have 30 plus trucks, all but one is second hand low, and the new ones I gave to my oldest son last week. Nice. Have you not had any issues with second hand ones, Jim? I'm not saying, it's just my personal experience and my personal view. I'm not saying that nobody should buy them, and I'm not saying it doesn't work for some people. Some people can't afford to buy new, so I do get it. Yeah, I will. I've got the new engine, Ian. So my main thing tomorrow is putting this little beauty in, and guess what? Get a new pull start with it as well. So we got a couple of new pull starts, and I did buy something else because I've got to change this bit anyway. Although I did buy adjustable mounts because these stock Xenor ones come with different size to what goes in the Losy, so you need to change the crank cover anyway. So what I did was I bought this one, okay, which I was going to have to buy anyway because the holes on the old one are stripped out as well. So I was going to helicoil them, and I will helicoil them for when we put the engine back in something else. But this one here I bought because it's got quick release for the pull start. So instead of having to undo those two and those two, you can do the screws still, but also it's got this bit here. So the pull start clips onto this bit, and then you put a clip through there and a clip through there, and it holds it in place. So it's quick release. Undo 2 clips, pull start out, new pull start in, 2 clips in, job done, easy peasy, in the field, lovely jubbly. J2O, apple and raspberry, not alcoholic. The only thing I can think that hole would be for a level sensor. Possibly, makes no sense, but why then, for the price of a new tank? I don't know, maybe someone did have a level sensor and it's had a few owners, this car, so. Yeah, sometimes you do get lucky, but as I said, this was a good deal, so it's getting close to not being a good deal though. Yeah, if you get a good deal, it's almost like playing the lottery though, isn't it? Gary, and my view was, I talked about it, and for 250 quid, I know what the end. I didn't want to be. My time is very short. I don't have a lot of time at the moment. I'm trying to get videos edited, working, etc., etc., and I'm just not getting much time. So I didn't want to have to be stripping down an engine to get it ready for this weekend to get the car out. And we're just enjoying the car so much, I didn't want to be a weekend without driving it or having it available to drive. So for me, 250 quid, yes, it's a lot of money, but it just made sense because then I can spend my time learning about the engine on the old engine, stripping it down. I will then know the life of this engine. I will know how it's been treated. I will know how it's been run in. There's no hidden surprises with it, hopefully. And I can upgrade the old one to a G340 possibly when I put it back together, and then buy a roller, because I'm sure the boys will start fighting over who drives this, and then we can get some good racing going between the pair of them. One having a stronger car and one having a weaker car, you know. How much this car here, new in the UK, this is a Losy 5T. It's a version 1, but the version 2.0 is £1,700 brand new in the UK. They're not cheap. Yeah, know about time and Viz. Yeah, it's... Yes, Ian, I'm running it in tomorrow. I've already got some oil in the head. Who was it? Someone put me onto it. Oh, Richard sent me some information on how to run it in, and some advice. So I've already got a little bit of oil in the cylinder head, just lubricating up the cylinder head. I'm going to heat it up. I'll get it in the car tomorrow. I will heat up the head, then run it for 15 minutes, let it cool down, heat it up again, run it for 15 minutes, let it cool down, heat it up again, run it for 15 minutes, let it cool down, and then I'll finish off the tank. So I'll run a whole tank through it tomorrow. Probably please the neighbours with it sitting in the garage. I was hoping to have it out in the garden, but I think it's going to be raining tomorrow. So I'll be sitting in the garage just ticking over. I will keep an eye on the temps. Get the temp gun on it, just make sure that the head doesn't get too hot, as it's not moving around, but it's pretty chilly out, so it should be okay. I will leave the stock exhaust on there while I'm doing that, and then I'll get that off and put the race exhaust on there and get it all running nicely. I'm not sure what he is showing though. I know nothing about Nitrolo, but I guess he's learning from watching Dave. I wouldn't say he learned from me. Right. Actually, we'll put that back in there. I won't set the servo now because I don't have any batteries here with me and I don't have the controller with me. And I want to get the servo in the DR8 so that I can then work on this tomorrow. Oh my God, it's heavy. Because Martin killed the servo in our DR8. Martin decided to drive over our DR8 with his Creighton 8S. And when he did that, for some reason, it killed the servo. So, and I've got to get a video shot, just the opening part of it shot on this tomorrow as well. So, lots to do tomorrow. That's the problem on Saturdays, is Saturdays is invariably shooting videos, or certainly the first part of the videos, that we then use at the starting sequence of our videos now, rather than just doing it when we're out. So, you know, as we try and do, for want of better words, I don't know whether you guys think they're bigger and better or not, but certainly as we try and do bigger and better videos, the result of that is it takes more work in the filming. We don't just go out and video now. You know, on a Saturday I'm doing a lot of prep work, getting everything ready, videoing, making sure the cars are ready to go out again with it. So there's a lot more work going on now. I don't think that's true though, Ian, is it? That's a good. I have got a temp sensor actually, Craig. I've got a spare temp sensor. Yes. Good idea. Thank you. I'll dig that temp sensor out because I'm sure I bought another one. I was going to fit to a car, but I never got round to it. Got one on my infraction, but yeah, good idea. You mean run it in and run it straight back out again? I run it at 125 and later to 150. No, still run it at 125. If you buy the special fuel, which is, I forget what they call it now. Craig, you're up. WTF, RC, what's the name of that fuel that you recommended to me? That is at 50:1 ratio, but that's pure neat petrol. There's no ethanol in it, there's sulfur in it. It is basically the distilled fuel from the distillery. It is taken from the vapours at the top. I haven't got a clue what getting too hot would be on the head though. Anyone got any ideas how hot is too hot? Hi Gaines, how are you? Yeah, I could fit one actually permanently to it, couldn't I? I don't know. Are those flies actually, Craig? You might know the answer. Those Flysky modules that you get, are they waterproof or not? You have an FTX DR8 which has wheel wobble. Is this normal? Can you check? What do you mean by wheel wobble? Are you talking about bit of wobble? They always have a bit of play in cars, unfortunately. You're talking about that. That's the rear. And the front is not too bad on the front actually. Well, it's going to wobble like that because it's not connected to the servo at the moment, but we'll get that servo out and get a new one in. I might see if I pop it apart and put some whatchamacallit stuff on it. I bought some the conformal liquid. I'm good, Gaines, all good. I break in and run my nitros 25% and add caster to 1 quart for braking, then standard. Yeah, I heard you're supposed to run it a little bit rich, I think, for running, but I wouldn't know what rich or what isn't rich. To be honest with you, I'm all the things I've got to learn. A few BP stations have proper high octane 103 rings of belt. I think there's one at Brands. It could well be actually, Gary, at Brands Hatch, which is not a million miles away from me. I might just pop it open if you can and put some. I'll put some conformal liquid over it. Because I don't, saying that, depending on how long the lead is, now I've got 2 receiver boxes in it, I might have enough space in the receiver box for it. But the receiver box isn't waterproof anyway because there's no seals on it. I keep meaning, I haven't put an order in Model Sport for a few weeks because we haven't really run anything and broken it, apart from the Losy. You don't get the Losy parts from Model Sport, so I do need to get a seal for my Outcast 8S receiver box, which is in the Losy, and probably a new seal for, I'll probably buy a new stock receiver box for it as well, because the one that's in there is knackered and not sealed, so probably should have done that last time I ordered stuff, but I didn't, so. Right, let's get this out of here. One thing I do like about the MIP tools is you can tell which head's which by the colour coding. I do like that about MIP. Still got the big rock, Chris, yes. It's just that weather at the moment is not conducive to doing speed runs. We still have the big rock. It has got 8S power in it at the moment, ready to go. We just didn't get a chance to to run it properly on 8S and give it a proper, see how fast it would go before the winter hit and the bad weather hit. And now we've got to find a new location. Well, like this. This is nice, actually. Sealed on the top with a nice waterproof sealant here and hinged. Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. Dave, you could have a fan blowing on the end to cool it while running until... Yeah, I might end up doing that sort of... I've got a fan upstairs. Still waiting to hear back from Motorsport about my V2 Savage Flux. They had it for a week now. Hopefully it comes back and my diff issues. Oh, I hope so. It's unusual for Motorsport. What have they said about it, Rob? I was looking at those, but they're expensive, and then you seem to get less on the new one than you did on the old one, but the new one's got some upgraded parts on it. And it's just like, Sort of like then hum and ah about, is it worth getting the old one versus the new one? So I think the old one came with electric start, didn't it? And I'm a stickler for electric start. Is it one to turn, two to burn? If that's what I remember rightly. Yes, you do remember, my young Padawan. Ooh. Huh. That could. Yeah, that could have been why it stopped working. The actual servo started coming apart. So I've taken it out, and these have popped out, and which means that the top part is coming apart, which is probably why the teeth are broken. It's only a 15 kilo servo. I wouldn't have said that's the best quality in the world, because yes, we did send it and we did abuse it, but I'd still expect a servo. We didn't land on any concrete. I still expect the servo to stay together. So anyway, it's fairly by the by, because we're putting in the old favourite, the DS3225. We like these little servos. Did break one in the Creighton. It's only the second one we've ever broken. Aluminium cased. Always a link in our description of our videos where you can get these from. These go for about 10 to 12 pounds, 25 kilos. They're not the fastest in the world, but they're not the slowest in the world. They're very good servos, and they last. We've been super impressed with them and how they've lasted and how they run. So if you're looking for a good servo, cheap servo, instead of spending silly money on a basher servo, this is the jobby that you want. Little sales pitch there, link in the description below. But yeah, I love these servos. The price, you can't beat them. And I bought them because I bought them for, well, at £10 a pop, which is what I got them for. I think they're £11, £12. Range between 10 and £12. But I thought, you know, they're at that price, they're disposable. You know, if you break one, who cares? But literally haven't been breaking them. And that's the bit that's shocking. We literally have not been breaking them. See you later, Craig. Another Flysky vid done. Well done. I will watch that later. I personally used FTX DR8, so I wasn't sure of the wobble play on the wheel was normal. Thanks. Everything in particular I should check, given that it's used. What maintenance and how often should be done? Usual maintenance, your shocks, your diffs, just make sure that they've got stuff in them. Upgrade wise, I would, if it hasn't already got it, I would upgrade the rear shock tower. We did bend ours, but we do abuse it badly. They're not expensive, these FTX shock towers. The chassis braces, front and rear, do those, and the hinge pins front and rear there, do those. I haven't done the front ones at all. I don't know whether they need to be done. I haven't done the front shock tower. It's more the rear area that takes the hits. Apart from that, and I've put a 16 tooth pinion on it now, because the stock one, nothing wrong with the stock one, but 16 tooth, it really gets a gallop on and doesn't get hot at all. This system is brilliant in it because it's quite a light car. This will do 60 mile an hour on grass, no problem at all now, which is one of our fastest cars on grass, this, and it's not even getting hot. I could probably go up to an 18 tooth and probably getting it close to 65 plus miles an hour on grass, which is crazy. Oh, there's some more of arc here, look. There's a bit of arc out of here before it messes up our bearings. But yeah, we love this little car. Little drive at the weekend until Martin killed my servo. That servo proves it. You get what you pay for. What's Armour's excuse? Armour's excuse is you pay for what you're not getting. I'm surprised no advance been made to ignition timing on two-stroke gas. Only base timing is set. That's when you run higher octane fuel, you will actually lose power. Yeah, true. Surprised you can't adjust the timing. I don't know. Told me they were waiting to hear back from HPI to see if they will warranty it. The body was a bit battered, so we shall see. Should do. That'll be HPI, but I'll get, Motorsport are normally pretty good on that sort of thing as well. That's why they take time to wind up. They're dead at the bottom, no retard or advancing the ignition timing. Yeah, true. You almost want fuel injection on it, don't you? Thanks, Force Hobbies. Take care. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for stopping by and watching the stream. Nitro Savage is a beast. Has electric start. I just need to get a new fuel tank as mine exploded in the cold when I sent my nitros. Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that. That Nitro Savage was wicked. And that's why I'm thinking if I'm going to get one, I might get the old version rather than the new version because it's got that electric start on it. I just put one in the Armour set. What, one of those servos? They're great little servos. I love them. 10 quid. And they're better than the Armour servos as well. Silly amount of money for. But hey ho. So yeah, these RJX, they're very good tips, but they're a little bit annoying in as much as I do that, it leaves that behind, which is a little bit annoying. I'm still on the hunt for don't know why it doesn't stay in there. It stays in the handle one, it doesn't stay in this electric one. So that's that. Right. Into channel 1 with that way around. We were in sideways, weren't we? All wrapped up nicely. And this is easier to get the wires into than an Armour as well. I'm not going to moan. I'm going to stop moaning. Promise. That is definitely easier. Than trying to feed them into the Armour car. Let me pop that on there. And we're not going to pinch the wires and kill them. because you're not putting down that much force. If we can get to close, of course. So, do I get the Sketcher or the XTR? There we go. The Sketcher or the XTR? That is the question. Yeah, but pretty much all our cars now, Griffey. The pinion, depending on what country you're in, I buy those from RW Racing. They do all the different pinions. They do Mod 1, Mod 1.5. They do everything on there. RW Racing in the UK. I love this. And the shipping on them is super quick as well. Next day. Yeah, I think they clip in here very well. So this here, it clips them in. This is more magnetic. So I use RW Racing pinions for all the cars apart from the X-Max. The X-Max I use plain deals because they're just a bit beefier for the X-Max. Night, Emily, take care. Yeah, when you want a bit more speed and everything, probably the Raptor Ray. It's a bit like our Techno. Our Techno, we have a JX McGregor clone type one, which is stupidly fast and 35 kilos, very powerful. For the general bashing, these things, you can't beat them. You really can't. You're just you know, £10, you break one, but as I said, they don't break easy and they're fast enough. They're fast enough and strong enough for bashing. I said we've broken two. And one was when we landed from that, when Callum landed on the concrete. I think was it our last video or the video before? Right, turn that on. We have power. We have power. What did I do with the screw for this? It's on the old servo. That's what I did with it. Should be 25 tooth, I'm sure it's 25 tooth. There we go. Nice tight fit. Now we're fitting a new servo, so one of the things we must do as well is check the endpoints. Plenty strong enough. As I said, it's not the fastest servo in the world. For general bashing, it's fast enough. That'll do nicely. Job done. One of the easiest servos I've had to replace as well. I did like that. That was nice and easy. Still Still blowing here, perhaps you're in the eye. No, we're not, it's not blowing anywhere near as much as it was earlier. Don't know which way it was heading, but yeah, it's a lot quieter here now. Two of the roofing guys didn't bring me back today, which is bad. XTR, I'm thinking about it. I must say I am thinking about an XTR. I don't know where everyone else got them because I didn't think it'd been released yet. Everywhere I've looked, it just says out of stock. So I don't know whether the people that are running them have been sent them. In which case, always a bit. There's only a couple of people I know that I would believe their review on a car they've been sent on YouTube, and I know that's a very contradictory or whatever it is thing to say, but knowing what I do know now, and how some companies can act and behave, I hate to say it, but I'm very, very dubious about a lot of people's reviews. Now, Tomley's I trust, Kev I trust. You know, if they review it and they say it's good, because it is good. Although Kev tends not to give an opinion, he just lets you decide for yourself. We're always honest. But there are some videos I've watched which, yeah, they're getting better, but you know, they never even used to disclose they had stuff for free. Right. It's that time of the day for a bit of Q&A. Oh, look at that, it's a rhyming slang. Put that over here for recycling. If anyone's still around, if not, oh, 22:36. A cup of tea, cup of char with 2 sugars. Do you have sugar? He's sweet enough already. That one, and that one, that one. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. 95 likes. Come on, guys, you can get me to 100. 100 likes, and I'll be very, very happy. I'll give you all big kisses and big hugs. Did everyone go quiet when you came in? No, RC Master. No one would go quiet when you come in. My hair's looking a bit straggly then, but you're a bit late, mate. A bit late. I always recycle. I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy, me, or so they say. And if you please, I'll be on my way. Chat seems quiet. Oh, why is that? Why is that not working? I had this happen before. Oh, there we go. Can you send a link for where I bought? Can you send a link for you where I? Sorry, Charlie, I'm trying to catch up and remember what things were saying. A link for what? You want me to send you a link, or you want to send me a link? And what's it regarding? Well, I was behind on the street on the comments. Right, Emily. Maybe it could have gone south from here. Yeah, texting's quite. I've gone north and east now. Okay. Ah, yeah, it would have gone north and east because that's where Gary's further up north. I have the Arrival MT8 on pre-order. I was hoping it was going to be out 31st of January. It was originally scheduled for March, or end of March. It then changed to be scheduled for the end of January, but that came and went. It's been pushed back to the 31st of March, 1st of April. So I have got it on pre-order. I'm hoping to get it as soon as it comes out. I'm so excited to get that truck and really see what it's all about and see, you know, is it going to be an outcast, notorious killer? I don't know. We will find out though. And the same with the XTR. I might get the XTR and see if it can be an EXB killer. 12 sugars, but don't stir if you like it. You don't like it. The Thursday, funnily enough, I had the Thursday cake for lunch because I didn't have it last night. So I did have my baked wood. I thought about leaving it for tonight, but I didn't. I was hungry at lunchtime. My belly needed feeding and I need to lose weight so bad. In the X-Max, I use GDS Spur and I use Plain Deals pinions, although they've been out of stock of the pinions for a while. GDS pinions or Plain Deals pinions. I will jump on eBay now and see if they have them back. I've been keeping an eye because I've come to the conclusion on the X-Max, the reason you go through pinions and spurs quicker than pretty much any other car out there is because the chassis flexes. The motor's attached to the centre bulkhead and the spur, or the spur is attached to the front bulkhead. So when you do the big jumps, what's happening is they're flexing like that, and that I think is putting the strain on and then as you're powering, it's moving like that, and I think that's why they chew out a lot quicker than on like a Creighton and things like that. No, still none in stock, but this would be the normal one I would get. They're just not in stock at the moment, so they're probably waiting for them to come in because it's got every other size. You could get a 19 tooth. Okay, is it a EXB beta, or is that's probably a bit wrong? Is it an EXB? Well, you know my thumbnail is, my title is going to be that word though, RC Mars. I'm sorry, but it gets views, it gets people clicking on views. I don't know, Chris, to be honest. I'm hoping it is. Team Associated do good cars. Their race background and everything else like that. It's got a metal chassis, but it's 1 mil thicker than the Armour metal chassis. What grade it is, I don't know. So we'll see. We will give it some abuse, and we will see what it does. Would you like me to send a link for the new XTR? Yeah, I mean, is it in stock anywhere? I know a Model Sport have got listed, but it's not due out until later this month, I don't think, unless it's suddenly come in. They've got the old ones on sale for $299, but the new release is $405, but it's out of stock at the moment. The old one is $289, $299. The Cronus XTR long wheelbase. Oh, X display. Yeah, the old one they've got in the sale, so they're waiting for the new one to come out. And the same with the Sketter. The Sketter, well, the people are calling it the Skeeter. It's not the Skeeter, because Skeeter in my mind has 2 E's, and if you have 2 E's in it, that gives it a whole new meaning to the word. If you look up Urban Dictionary for Skeeter, you would have a bit of a laugh. This was probably why they called it the Sketter. In my mind, that reads Sketter rather than Skeeter. But my OCD made me knock twice when you hit those keys, though. Plain Deals do the GDS spurs, they just don't say they're GDS. Yeah, I think, because most of the time when I've looked at the back of mine, it says GDS on there. Oh, well, let me know. Is that from Europe though, Charlie? But yeah, I mean, type the link up if you can. You'll have to put a space in there, but I'll be able to remove that. Nitro Gang. Hi, Mr. Tyler G. How are you? Welcome to the stream. We're all done fixing for the night. Unfortunately, the Losy has had new fuel tank put in and the front diff bulkhead helicoiled. Meaning poo. No, skeeter. Skeeter doesn't mean poo. I will put a link to it for you. I won't do anything more than that. I did put it in the Team Corrali Facebook page, but they clearly haven't got a sense of humour because they didn't leave it up there very long. Yeah, so on this link, you have to go 1, 2, 3, fourth one. Fourth one down. Well, you got short for mosquito, then you got, so yeah, fifth one down then. It's the fifth one down. Yeah, oh, 104. Wow, thank you guys. 104 likes, thank you. It is a whole new product from Associated, as is the scatter from Corrali. Looks like it's a whole new product. So it can be done rather than just regurgitating the same old design. Yeah, the only thing that annoys me about it, Mast, is, you know, they came out with their release video back in November, I think it was. And then you just can't buy it anywhere until 6 months later, which is crazy. Probably not, but if you look at the fifth meaning of what skeeter is, I hadn't heard of it, but it's funny as hell. I put that. I took a snip of that, a screenshot of it, and put it on the Corrali Facebook page. It got removed pretty quick. I mean, that's just me having a laugh. It's not saying it's a rubbish car or anything else like that, but they took it down. Even the armoured guys wouldn't do that. They'd have a bit of a laugh. But you know, some people just don't have a sense of humour, do they? Actually, by Toronto, I'm just north of it. Nice. Love Canada. I need to get out to Canada again. I haven't been there for a while. My first tornado I saw driving from, I think it was Ontario to Montreal. Was it? I need to remember now. It's been a while since I've been there. And my Jack went skiing in Canada. Lucky man. No, Calgary to Edmonton it was, and there was a tornado we saw as we were driving through in the plains at Red Deer. And we stayed at Red Deer for the night and then carried on to Edmonton. Did a bit of a road trip in Canada. I used to go to Quebec a lot. I've not been to one place I haven't been to though is Vancouver. I'd like to go to Vancouver. Never been there. Low on the lower, yeah, on their tramp stamp on the lower back. Red Cat are tough over here, Salty. You know, RC next Tuesday did get one, but they sold it in the end because they broke it almost straight away, the Kaiju, and it's just impossible to get parts. Everyone finds it funny. It's funny. It's sense of humour. You skeeter or skeeter. Yeah, the MR in France. Now too often I meet fellow Canadian on here. There's quite a few Canadians on here, Bob, that come in and say you're from Canada. You'd be surprised. Yeah, there's quite a few Canadian. I can't remember people's names because my memory is fading rapidly as I get older. Sound effects? What sound effects? 10 out of 10 sound effects. What are you talking about, Callum? Now, you should be able to do it without... I'll give you mod for so you'll be able to put the link up, Charlie. You should be able to put a link up now, Charlie. It's probably from Europe. And the only problem if it's coming in from Europe, have you bought one? VD would have been a bad choice. It's a bit like sellotape. They can't use sellotape in Australia, can they? That would have been funny though. You should be able to put a link up now, Charlie. Okay, you've got an XTR, have you? I suppose warranty's not really an issue because there's no electrics on it. Yeah, put the link up. I'll have a look. I might just wait for Model Sport to get it though. I'm in no rush. I've just bought an engine for the Losy. But we have got some funds in the YouTube account, which maybe we'll buy it with that instead of me buying it, to check how much money we got in the YouTube slush fund, because that's what it's there for really. I buy all the spares. Where is that coming in from? Oh, Germany. So it's for sale in... Oh, okay, I might have a look at Euro RC then, see what they're doing it at. It seems weird that America got it before the UK. I know it's obviously, sorry, Team Carrelli is it Belgian company, so it would have been released probably in Europe first, but I would have thought it would have been released here as well, rather than in America. Which is a little bit annoying. That is the 2020. Is the 2022 edition one then? How have you found it so far, Charlie? What's truck roller? That must be the new one. Yeah, the 273. That's the new one. €499 in stock. Add that to cart and see what it does. Edit the shopping cart. 21% VAT. We don't want to do that. Continue to check out. Delivery address. Let's see what it does when I do this. Does it throw a wobbly, your RC place? Country. United Kingdom. I bet they don't have the United Kingdom on here. United States. Yeah. Your RC have thrown a wobbly. They lost the plot when we had Brexit, your RC. Don't like shipping to the UK. Unless it falls under England, which I doubt. No England in there, no. No, Euro RC is still throwing a wobbly. I thought they'd stopped throwing a wobbly on anything over €335. Clearly not though. not bad price. It's just, did you get hit with the VAT coming in though? That's my only concern. It's you take a chance on whether you get hit by VAT or not. You're 2 hours behind, Callum. Muppet. Ridged Delight. It's not a link to prawn, no. Seems like the new Coronis is a pretty good truck. Rocky from Thunder RC has been bashing. He has been, yes. He definitely has been bashing it pretty hard. Great. Broke both front arms already though. Ooh. That's not good. Did they shatter like glass? Yeah, that's the only one that concerns me on the first one. But I will probably spray it with WD-40 or GT85. Addicted. Dave, you want to hear something crazy? I know you recently hit 1 million views. Congratulations on that again. Thank you. Only about 160 days until you hit 2 million views, according to Social Blade. No. Really? I know things start steamrolling, but yeah. I'll be surprised if we do, but we might do. But what's that? It's just 6 months. You never know. If we get a big video suddenly go out, problem is I'm not publishing many videos at the moment. I'm just not getting the time to. Oh, Woodland. Wow, Woodland. Thank you very much. You seriously didn't need to do that, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. Thank you. Wow, wow, wow. No, I really appreciate that, mate. That's that will get put to good use. Trust me, because all the money we make from YouTube goes straight back into YouTube. So thank you. Wow. I'm almost crying here. You shouldn't do that, but thank you. And Callum's made up there as well. So thank you. That'll probably go towards our XTR fund now. We probably will be getting an XTR. As Clever go, kisses. Thank you. No, I didn't. You didn't get charged for that. Okay. I wish it would just say. I might contact Nick at Model Sport and find out what their expected delivery date is of the XTR. It just says out of stock at the moment, and the Sketa is the 22nd of February, so that's any day now. They are ugly cars, but I just want to see, if we get the Sketa, then we can see what it's like now, and then if and when Armour do come out with their 4S cars in the summer, we can put it up against that. We like doing comparison videos. And also with the XTR, we can put it up because it is a clear competition to the EXB, so we can put it up to that and see how they do, see how they fare. Get Callum on one, Jack on the other, as we like to do. If they both come out and send them to the moon, and see which one jumps high. We'll do a jump competition. We'll do a jump off. See which one jumps highest. We'll put the same power system. We'll put a Max 6 in there, 1650. I'm presuming that can go in there nicely. I don't know. I'll probably look into what you can put in those cars. Nice, Andy. Traxxas X Max is one of our favourite RCs for durability and bashability. It is our favourite RC. It comes out. It's the first car. I will say the X Max is the first car. Although at the moment the Loss is also taking that reign as well. And I'm surprised I can get the Losy and the X Max in the car and a few other cars as well. I think it's because the Losy sits so low. But yeah, the X Max comes with us wherever we're going. It always comes out and it always has batteries charged for it because it is just the most fun car to bash, and you know that it's like you're going to come home in one piece. I love crab cars and you have helped me. That's, well, we're here to help as much as we can. We like to have fun. We like to share our ideas and share our thoughts and share what we can do and what cars are good and what cars are bad. You always get the truth from us. You always get honesty from us as well. And I would always give my views on things, whether people like it or not. People say I'm opinionated, but no, I've got a big. No, it's not. Grudge is the wrong word, but I'm really upset with Armour at the moment. The way we're not Armour, but Horizon, what they're doing to Armour, it upsets me because they're just taking it where it doesn't, in my opinion, where it doesn't need to go, and it's, in my opinion, again, it's ruining the brand because it's just pushing it. They're just so expensive now, which is a shame because I love the Armour cars, but I just don't see us buying another Armour unless it becomes a roller at a fair price, which saddens me big time. But so that's why we're starting to look at other cars like the MT8. Oh, Jeremy, thank you. I shouldn't be doing this, but thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, yeah, but it has made us broaden our horizon now. I wouldn't have bought a DR8. Time for bed. It's not time for bed. Probably wouldn't have bought Team Associated Rival MT10. Love that car. Our favourite 3S car now. I probably wouldn't have been ordering an MT8. So in that regard, it has broadened our horizons and made us think there are other cars outside of Traxxas and Armour. And I will say, when we got into the hobby, when we got back into the hobby big time, 2.5 years ago, what it was, I was out and out Armour fanboy. As far as I was, the only car to own was Armour. I hated Traxxas. I said I'd never own a Traxxas. Certainly said I'd never own an X-Max. But again, my eyes were closed and I've had them opened. So I'm glad my eyes have been opened and I've explored more brands and everything else like that. And that's what I've always said to people. Don't let your view of a company blind you to buying a good product. It's a bit like Apple. Do I like Apple? No, I hate Apple. I think Apple are one of the worst companies in the world. Do I love their products? Yes, I do. Doesn't mean I like the company though. It's the same with Traxxas. I don't like what Traxxas do, the way they behave. But do they make some good cars? Yes, they do. The X-Max being one of them. Do I like what Horizon doing? No, I hate it. Do I like the Armour cars? Yes, I do. If they bring out a good one, I'll probably get it. But again, I'm gonna have to save up a lot of pennies to get it. So yeah. Sergeant J, hi, how are you? They got super muddy. Did you have a good time though? That's the main thing. Did you have a good time? What price do you think I could get for an E-Revo 1/16 roller? Probably not a lot. How much are they new? 280, something like that, with the little electrics. The roller, I don't know. I'm not a second-hand person, really. Me, I a lot of people do them. Send it to the moon, Andy. Just a few subtle upgrades. That's all you need. Outdrive cups. Check whether it's got the new bearings and new hubs on it with the bigger bearings. If not, get them ready because you will blow out the front bearings and the rear bearings. So RPM rear and the new 7737X front hubs. Don't get the RPM front hubs with the big, and get some bigger bearings for them. Outdrive sleeves, not straight away, you don't need them, but get them. And the RPM hinge pins. RPM hinge pins, get those in as well. That saves you breaking arms. And get some gears, GDS gears ready. We didn't change that straight away. We just wait until we stripped in the stock ones. But looking forward to hearing the new engine with the new exhaust. Should sound great. Should do. I'm going to run it with the stock exhaust on just to run it in. Then I'll put the tuned exhaust back on. I've got to run it in tomorrow as well. So that's my day for tomorrow. Really impressed with Team Associated Element whole range. I'm considering the desert truck next to go with the Raptor. I've been super impressed with the Team Associated stuff. A bit disappointed with their new Hoonigan truck on the price on that for a brushed version. but they're paying a license, unfortunately, for the Hoonigan. A lot of people didn't like, loads of people, because, yeah, a lot of people do influence, yeah. Oh, Callum, you reminded of Jeremy's nephew. MT8 and pre-order as well. Really looking forward to get. I'm so excited to get in the MT8. I haven't started the diff job on Jack's Grave yet. That will be likely next weekend. I will do that. It's all ready to go. It would have been this weekend if it didn't have to run a motor in. So yeah, that will be next weekend's job. Video in that. Evening, Gregory. How are you? So it's all ready to go. I just haven't. Yeah, it's just, as I said, my only time for filming at the moment is Saturday. We try and go out on a Sunday, film the start on a Saturday, and the wrenching on a Saturday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights are editing nights. Live stream Friday night. So I'm not finishing work until sort of like 7 o'clock at night at the moment, at the earliest. So I want to have a bit of a break before I then start cracking on doing some editing. So that's the reason things are a bit slower at the moment. Yeah, I've had my eye on those. There's so many cars. I need to get the workshop built though. I'm really limited on space now, so I need to get this workshop built, and then we can start really getting some more cars. Yes, that's the truck I'm thinking of next, the SCT. Yeah, I like the look of that as well. Does it? Get one addicted. Oh, you got the 44.2 on your TLR. Okay. It's top one at 52. This is a bit loud, but yeah, it's just busy at work. I've got a couple of renewals working on, and just the way the market's changed a bit, it's just making things a bit tougher at the moment. So I'm working from home, so I get up and I'll sit here all day, and then I'll sit here all night editing. It just gets a bit monotonous, so I'll just try to step it back with work until 7 most nights at the moment as well. So yeah, it is fairly late, but you know, it is what it is. I need to build my hangar V2. Mind you, lost my fence today. Oh, not the hangar, yeah. Right, I am going to call it a night because I've got to go and strip a screw head off to make it shorter but longer than what's in the car at the moment. Because the only M6s I could get, and I probably should have ordered some in the week, were longer than what would go in there, so I'd have cut them down a bit, probably cut them down about 20mm rather than the 16 that go in there. I don't think Traxxas have come out with an EXB now. They don't really need one because their bashes are pretty tough anyway. Right, guys, I am going to call it a night. Go and wash my handy panties and go and cut this screw down to size. So thank you very much for coming by and joining me tonight, as usual. Thank you very much for the donations. They are super, super appreciated. Like you wouldn't believe. They will definitely get put back into the channel. All the money goes back into the channel. We don't take anything out. So thanks again, guys. Take care. Gary, thank you for your help with the helicoiling tonight. That was super appreciated, and now I know how to do it. I can get some more helicoils. Anything else? Yeah, Jay, you're going to be in trouble once that 32cc engine's you've not got a chance now, mate. Take care, guys. Stay safe, and we will see you on the next video. Bye.